The Charleston Asian American Pacific Islander Collective hosted its annual AAPI Heritage Market at the Navy Yard in North Charleston today, bringing together local vendors, live performances, and a celebration of Asian culture here to the Lowcountry. Live 5's Victoria Blair was at the market and spoke to community members about the importance of Asian heritage.
For local vendors and attendees, this wasn't just a market. It was about representation and sharing their Asian culture with the community.
There's something so powerful about diversity and something so powerful about knowing who you are.
More than 30 local vendors transformed the Navy Yard into a celebration of Asian heritage, from handcrafted jewelry and artwork to clothing and Asian-inspired drinks.
Since I grew up here, I feel like I never really saw this kind of culture around, especially in Asian culture, and it's booming now.
Dumplings, Korean corn dogs, and noodle dishes are just some of the Asian foods that filled the market, with each bite telling a story of culture, creativity, and community.
I like working with all kinds of different Asian ingredients, stuff that I feel like there's not that many bakeries here in Charleston that have Asian flavors like that. So I wanted to bring a little taste of home here in Charleston.
Seeing just like the joy and like even kids that come and try corn dogs for the first time, that's really what motivates me to keep going.
Traditional Asian performances also brought the culture to life throughout the market.
Growing up as Asian American, being born and raised here with any of the insecurities where I didn't see as much representation, I think it's super important to be that representation so that younger generation can see us and know that they can be proud.
And at the heart of it all, a reminder that diversity isn't just something to acknowledge, it's something to celebrate while also supporting your neighbors.
You got to support local. You got to have the community. It's very important because once you stop supporting local, it's just like the community is lost.
In North Charleston, Victoria Blair, Live 5 News.